Alright, what's up, guys? Trade recap again. First day on the XFAs, or the fund accounts, or I have three fund accounts right now because one didn't pass. Unfortunately, I took an L, literally on probably the most, looking in hindsight, probably the most obvious day this whole year so far. I know, it's frustrating, but it is what it is. Alright, so yeah, let's get right into it. I'm actually kind of cheesed that I took this. I literally took like I pretty much got stop rated. Um, and like I tried to force something, and then it would have played out if I had just been patient and waited for a better sub. I'll show you. All right, so first off, here's the P&L. Boom. Oh my god. Negative 1,000. So it definitely could be worse. It's not like I risked very heavy. So that's chill. But yeah, so here's the trade. So coming into the day, obviously a super strong bullish bias, like extremely strong bullish bias. We had retapped back into this 4 hour gap, bullish. So we're delivering off a higher time frame bullish gap. We swept all this high resistance liquidity here already. That was kind of yesterday. And we have this new week opening gap, which we tapped into on NQ. This is just MNQ, so we aren't quite tapped into it yet, but we tapped into this eventually now. So we have this new week opening gap, tapped into this 4 hour, swept high resistance liquidity, and overall really no draws to the downside besides this just like random external low, which is already was like 300 points away. So I'm really just not looking for shorts whatsoever. And then just to even confirm that even more, coming into market open, or a little pre-market actually, we take out London highs, which are I think right here, and we also took out this swing high. And then we get a nice little retracement into this 15-minute gap, and we just respect it completely. So that just absolutely confirms bullish order flow, telling me we want to go higher. And looking to take out these highs and the new week opening gap. So, automatically, or I'm looking for continuation longs, right? Right as we tap into this 15-minute and respect it. And you know, I just jumped the gun. A little bit. We put in this SMT with this low, and I jumped the gun. We had a 15-second inversion here, so I can show you on Project X because I'll actually show it. We had a 15-second inversion, and I thought that was good enough. Safe to say I will never be taking 15-second inversions again, just because it's just like it's just greedy. It's just so greedy. And it would have just paid to wait. Obviously, when was this? 38. Yeah, okay, so right here, we have our 15-second bearish fair value gap. Let me just draw this all out so you guys can see. Bearish fair value gap. Here's our 15-minute gap right here that we're delivering off of. Alright. And we have an SMT with this low. And like I thought this looked good, other than the fact that it was a 15-second fair value gap and a 15-second inversion. So you can see we inversed off this candle. This is where I entered, stops at the bodies of these, and then I was targeting this swing high for a little over a 1-to-1. Instant stopped out, and the thing is, literally as soon as I saw this fair value gap, this bearish gap get put in, and then as soon as I saw us inverse it, I knew that this was gonna be like, I knew this was gonna play out because of how clean this. We finally got like this whole price action here was just super wicky, super like choppy, and then as soon as we get this candle, we get like a perfect, what is that? 20 point fair value gap that we just perfectly inverse. Could have taken it here, targeted this unfilled 1 hour even, if you didn't like the RR on that, or the fill. We had this unfilled 1 hour, and then we also had the actual new week opening gap. If you were on NQ, you could have targeted. Literally so perfect. I mean, the 1 hour gap was pretty far away, but I mean, it would have played out. Like, or you could have just targeted this, or these swing highs, you know. I don't know what this line is. Pretty frustrating, just for the fact that, like, you know, it played out 1 second later if I had just been patient. And, like, I knew in my... well, honestly, I thought this looked good. It's almost the identical... These two setups are almost identical, other than the fact that one of them has a 1 minute clean fair value gap and one of them has a 30 second or a 15 second and like choppy price action. So like, yeah, I'm definitely not going to be ever taking 15 second IFVGs again because they literally mean nothing. Even like 30 seconds, to be honest, are sometimes a little sketchy. And that's why they say patience pays, but it is what it is, you know. Like, at the end of the day, I had the right idea, literally had the exact right idea, had the right bias, and honestly, that's a win. Even more that the fact that I didn't take this, because as soon as this, like I said, as soon as I saw this get inverse, I was like, oh, this is going to be the play, but I still didn't take it because I wanted to follow my rules for one trade a day. So yeah, I'm happy with that, and honestly, that's a bigger win in my book because like that'll stack up, you know. Even if I caught this trade today and I was up like, or even if I took this trade after taking a loss and I was up, you know, up 500 on my fundeds, that's just like creating bad habits of over trading. I mean, obviously it would only have been 2 trades, but that's still creating bad habits. Me following my rules here is like way more important because in the future, you know, if I am consistently taking 1 trade a day with a 50 to 60% win rate and a average like 2 RR, then like that's gonna be way more important than 1 win on a random Wednesday. So yeah, that's honestly the takeaway from today. Like every day, if you follow your rules, it doesn't really matter what the outcome of the day was, because in the long run, you'll be profitable. So yeah, that's pretty much all. Like, pretty good price action after kind of like 9:40. We pretty much just bought up. Just such a strong draw with that new week opening gap. I'm still gonna be relatively bullish. Kind of exactly what I said in a few videos ago. I said as soon as we tap into this gap, we're going to see a bit of a sell-off, and then I still do predict we're going to be bullish until we fill out this whole gap. Like, we might buy down, or sell off, buy down, what? We might sell off, maybe sweep some, I don't know, LR, even tap back into this 4 hour, but then I want to see us come and completely fill out this new week opening gap. So it is still a viable draw, and still can make lots of money off this in the coming weeks. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at for the day. I think that was really only the two main setups, or honestly, the setup I took, what I wouldn't even call that a viable setup. I don't think anyone else took the 15 second. I would say this is the main setup of the day, or if you could have held this, you could have honestly caught. I've been kind of trying to like look at all of the IFVG entries of the day, like all the possible IFVG entries, and the only other one would really be this like continuation long, but this would have been like, again, a lower time frame IFVG, because we don't have any here on the 1 minute. So I don't know if there was a 30 second, you'd have to take a 30 second IFVG after this 5 minute. Like, this definitely would have been the main play of the day. This is what I saw most people took. This is what like Patrick took. And then possibly you could have maybe taken a short after we tapped it in this gap, and then like I don't know if you would have gotten a viable IFVG entry just because we have fair value gaps all along this leg on pretty much all time frames. So I don't think that would have been a viable IFVG entry. You could have maybe just like souped this high. I don't know. You could have like maybe taken a short with a different entry model. I don't think IFVGs were a viable option here if you're looking for shorts, just because like I said, yeah, we have so many gaps here along this leg. It's like you can't really take a, if you took an IFVG off of this gap, you literally have a gap right below. So anyway, I think this would have been the trade of the day. You could have, I saw some people hold this all the way up to the unfilled 1 hour. Guy named Alex made like 50K. Held this whole trade with like 2 minis, but yeah, pretty sick. That's all I got. Kind of dragging on this video, but I will see you guys tomorrow. And yeah, hope you guys have a great evening.